You guys have all the permissions. You can manage roles.
Okay, I'm streaming.
Oh, cause you made 50 roles. What are you doing?
I was demonstrating.
Manage members.
Useless 1 through 50.
He said, "You made 50 rolls. What are you
I
doing?"
made like 5.
You guys have the ability to manage roles. You guys are all administrators.
Final at Fridays. Test. There you go. It's on. Go ahead and do something about it, John Bray.
All right. Let me go ahead and open it up. Where are you on my following?
New role. Everyone. And Groovy.
You should be able to edit them. You have every permission.
Oh, Groovy's getting new rules too? That's crazy.
Show more. Why is everybody live right now? Dude, where's Nomzilla? There he is. Right above Waffle Night Edge.
Right about who? The boy Dylan?
Yeah, but it was like I'm on search history. Oh, Namdi got ads? Bro, you made it.
Oh, dude, he made it.
First of all, I have ads. That's a whole mistake. First of all, you should have ad blocker. You don't screwed up.
Hey, my ad blocker doesn't work on Twitch.
What?
Yeah, I got finesse.
Do you use Chrome?
Yeah.
Good. You block Origin. That was crazy. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen an ad since 2015, bro. I haven't seen an ad since 2015. It's crazy.
Everybody just say something like in order so I can hear the voice.
Say something in order. I guess I'll start.
Say something in order.
Say something in order.
Sounds good to me.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Kind of quiet, you said?
Who's quiet?
Well, I guess we'll never know. I have desktop audio up to like max volume.
He crashed.
Oh. Dude, that Twitch username, oh my god.
Wait, what's my username?
Aristotle.
Oh, Akistotle. Yeah. He said I crashed. Bro, it shouldn't be him checking it out because anytime he does anything on Twitch or anytime he does anything on his computer, it like dies. It's barely running video chat as it is.
Crap top.
Super crap top.
Yeah, hey, bro. This is Omega crap top, man.
Bro, you gotta shave. Your whole beard looks like a helmet, bro. It looks like a helmet like, attached to the side of your head.
I'm armored, bro. Like armor.
Yeah, like the Captain America, like
the chin strap.
His helmet strapped to his chin.
Where are the Nazis, bro? Where are the Nazis?
He has level 2 armor, bro.
If I put this on, it becomes a whole helmet. Look.
It was a helmet. It was a helmet before.
Man's ready to be deployed to Iran.
Bro.
I forgot that just happened in January.
I fight for my country.
Does not exist.
I know, man.
Hey, how's sound? How's the sound?
The sound? Whoa. Let me just turn the volume.
Hold up.
Testing. I'm still quiet.
Testing.
Yeah, we're all a little quiet still.
Testing, C colon.
Awooga.
Awooga.
Yeah, we're all a little quiet still. I don't know. Can you turn Discord up or something?
Oh, I'm about to say, homie, I got desktop audio at max volume, so I don't know what to do.
Are you using OBS?
Yes, sir.
Did you check volume in that too?
Is that wait?
That's a good idea, Ryan. I'm glad you're our guest for this week.
All Ben did last week was talk, bro. He didn't give any type of advice, man.
I'm opening my
Ben was like,
but
yeah, Ben was like, bro, he's matching at -4. I was like, hey Ben, how's the audio?
Yo.
Oh, what, dude? The week we have Mike is gonna be terrible.
All right, that might be helpful right there. Actually, wouldn't I want to like turn up desktop or not desktop audio? Wouldn't I want to turn up Discord?
Yeah,
that's what I was saying. Put Discord up.
Wait, why? No. Why are you doing this? No. How do I reset? How do I reset to normal?
CS major head SB like.
Look, man. I write code.
I studied computers for 4 years. How do I raise the volume? More or less.
All of you. Inverse live. All of you.
I can't believe you said the PG version because he's on Twitch. TOS.
Twitch don't give a fuck what I say.
TOS D colon.
colon. All right, so I wanted us to do this like half an hour ago, and we're doing it again 2 minutes before the stream starts.
I was talking food. All right,
I mean,
hold
we're
up.
good. It's I can hear myself, and I'm assuming I couldn't hear myself before.
Stream is now up. I turned it up
Let
to
me
like
check.
max. I hope it's not echoing because it's coming through desktop audio.
No, it sounds fine.
It's not echoing. All right, I can mute the stream now.
Cool. I have to remember to turn this
Alright.
down because my Discord is now stupid loud.
All right, let's
Hey, Namdi, can you turn me up in Discord? I'm still kind of quiet.
I got you. It will be my pleasure.
All right. Test.
1 minute, bro.
There you go. That might be better. Maybe.
Okay,
I've
is
come
that
to the
better?
conclusion that Discord audio does not affect anything unless it's like 20% to like 120. It doesn't do anything.
Just put them on 200, man.
I changed like the first of all, he's gonna be screaming my eardrums off. I changed Ibrahim from like 120% to like 60, and I swear he got louder. It made no sense. All right, it's 9 o'clock, bro. Let's get popping.
All right, yep. I've plugged
Let's get
everything.
it popping.
All right. We should be good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of Final Lap Fridays.
This
The
time on
podcast
Friday.
with the real one and M7's production. We're here with again Namdi, Ivan, and our special guest Ryan.
What's
Yeah,
up?
yeah. Ryan, you got any social media you want to plug before we start? Go ahead, let them know.
Yeah, sure. I got a Twitter handle at RySSB. Go ahead and follow me there. You know,
Wait, you still have a
SSB,
SSB? Oh no.
it's still that. I know. I just have not bothered to change it.
That needs to change immediately.
I have not played Smash like competitively for like 2 years at this point. So
Ryan, I will be the king of Smash, bro.
I will be the king of Smash. I haven't said that in many moons.
oh man,
But did you have anything else you wanted to?
Yeah, like a Twitch, YouTube.
not really. I don't really stream that much. My
What?
stream is just for like friends.
You ain't ask us if we were trying to plug last week. What if I had some stuff I want to plug?
You guys are here every week. Just go ahead and plug yourselves in. All right. You already know my Twitter. We already know my Twitter and my Twitch. So I don't even say anything. Bro. All right. Ivan, you guys going to plug?
Yeah, so my Twitter is I of Ive.
That's so fire. That's so
I
funny.
didn't-
I
Well, I stole it from somebody, but
It doesn't matter. It's yours
Chan's
now.
Twitter is like
He
I
said
of
it's yours
Jackie
now.
Chan or something. I was like, that's live.
That's
I
I.
invented it.
That's I,
Oh,
bro.
that's alright, bro.
Hey.
But yeah, that's all I have pretty much.
Gotcha. You, Nandi? You want to plug anything?
You guys are literally at my Twitch, so I shouldn't have to plug that unless it's like Swagger in here or something. But
Candy.
Candy. Anyway,
To the world.
I have absolutely nothing I want to plug. I don't use any of the platforms enough.
Why did you complain?
I just said it would be nice to have the opportunity.
I hate you. Anyway.
Okay, well, Ivan got to plug, didn't he? And you're about to plug too, right? Go ahead. Oh, Ryan's stupid
I don't need a plug.
pixelated.
I said you already know, bro.
Bro,
You don't know, you don't know,
AJ,
man.
hold on. AJ said, Ryan looks like he's on Terraria. This man, this man Ryan coming through in 16-bit, bro. Ryan is 16-bit. I'm dead.
Hold on, Ron said the dude at the bottom right. He doesn't even know it's Ryan. He said the dude at the bottom.
He looks like
I can't believe you don't know what I look like.
he looked like Minecraft Steve, man.
Dude,
I look
you're
like
Ron
Mike
or boy. Wait, hey, just lower your light a little bit. I think it's your light because your camera's getting like.
That is
Yeah,
not. I don't know if that's it, bro. I don't know if that's it.
Turn the lamp on, maybe. Give me 1 second.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's it.
Bro, it looks like the clip from Unfriended, bro, where it was like, the dude was like teleported across the screen and like super pixelated. Like, he gets grabbed like, oh, why, bro? It's like,
Hey, I'm about to eat on stream, by the way, so I will be talking, but
dude,
I will not be.
Alright.
Is that any better?
it's literally the same.
It's,
but
I'm gonna say it was not the light. It's the exact same.
No, it's slowly focusing. See, so never mind.
Nope.
I gotta
Nope. Go ahead, start.
Yeah, no,
Go ahead,
that's
start.
shit.
It's something you'll have to deal with. Go ahead, start.
Whatever, we don't need it. Alright, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, so our topic this week is related to current events in the Twitter community.
In
Smash Bros.
Uzbekistan.
Community, I guess. It's about talent, bro, because we had that guy. Actually, can someone pull that tweet up? I want to see the tweet. Anybody have the tweet? Of the
I
guy.
can totally get it, but
Yeah.
Hold up, I got you. You said talent,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the talent tweet. The guy was like, he tweeted like I remember I woke up and like everybody was like going off. And this dude, like I don't know who Zaki's name was. It was like Doodle Head McGee or something. He was
It's
like,
right here.
"Bro,
it was best Ness.
oh, that's
That's
yeah,
the guy who-
yeah, something stupid like that." He was like, "Yeah, dude, getting good at something is like 70% natural talent. Don't kid yourself."
Wait,
He was like,
what's this Ultra David one? The IMO. Oh Lord, this whole not gonna load, huh? Give me 1 second. Alright, here we go. IMO saying that.
Rohan plugged the tweet, bro. Rohan's fast with it, bro. Shout out to Rohan, bro.
But Rohan had that whole saved. He said just in case they needed it for FLF, bro. I like that. I like that.
He said,
All right.
So the exact words for the tweet: "All Smash cliches in one place is nice." It's a quote response to a video. Cliche meaning that players just want to give the quote unquote right answer when it's probably not what really helped them. Smash is like 70% natural ability, and top level play isn't for everyone. So I wanted to just do one big point today, and let's just talk about talent.
Sure.
You know, like in all aspects. I mean, obviously in the video game aspect, but just in general for everything, right? Talent. And first of all, what do you guys think about talent as a concept? You know, like what does talent mean to you as like a thing? Like what like how would you define talent?
It's a real ass thing. I'm gonna start. It's a real ass thing. I mean, have you seen LeBron James? That man can play
Yeah.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's not playing basketball at the same level me and you would play basketball. And
Even if we practice every day of our lives, 24
I'm about to
hours
say,
a
and
day.
LeBron James works hard. Don't get me wrong. Kobe Bryant worked hard. R.I.P. Allen Iverson did not work at all, but still, that's the point. Point is, talent is a real thing, bro. It's like something you have to deal with because some people will be and are more talented than you. It's what does it
But how
mean?
would you define it?
Alright, talent-
what is for you like what constitutes talent as a concept to you?
That's a That's a That's like a. The word I'm looking for is not coming to me, but that's a very out there concept. Like, hold on, I'm gonna figure it out. Abstract, yeah, bro. That's some abstract shit.
Well, I mean, because you have to have an idea of what talent is, right? If you wanna like, because we don't know it exists.
Okay,
You know,
so
like,
what I would consider
I
talent.
think I can speak for all of. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh,
but
no,
I think I
you're
can
good,
speak for all four of us here when we say that talent as a concept exists, right?
Hom-
I think
yeah.
we're all here.
Homie said, I don't want to cut you off, but I cut you off anyway. Anyway, talent. So if you were, say, you had to give a speech in front of 100 people, and the normal person would be nervous, right?
Yeah.
The normal person would be like, "Oh man, 100 people. Oh, I'm not even good at talking in front of like 2 people, man. I stay in my house all day, yo." But like, shout out to Mike, bro.
Okay.
But like, the thing is, and then there will always be one person who'll go up there and be like, "Oh, I just gotta read off this piece of paper, right?" And then read it,
Exactly.
and like they engage the audience, they keep eye contact, they're enunciating words. It's so simple. That's talent.
Yeah.
Because everybody else would have struggled with that particular thing, but they went up there and did it for free. And they could have practiced, sure, but like, say it's like a speech class. Nobody's practiced speeches before speech class, and somebody comes up there and does it like that for free. That's talent. Because some people are just born with an innate. I think some people are born with an innate ability to do things that others can't, or to do things better than other people can.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think talent is definitely tied to a lot in intelligence, but also I think intelligence, how most people view it, is maybe not necessarily like maybe the most accurate view in terms of talent. I think it can kind of be broken up into like multiple things. Like some people have more of an intelligence with like physical ability. Some people are really good at handiwork. Some people are really like book smart, where they're good with numbers. Some people are just really good with people naturally. I think all of those are an extension of intelligence and what we think of as intelligence, and that ties in the talent. But I do think that hard work does like impact you more than talent does.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I actually do, like, now that you mention it with that intelligence stuff, I totally agree, because intelligence is, like, very multi-dimensional. Like you were saying, there's, like, body sense. Like, some people have a better control over their body than others, and, which would explain, like, natural athleticism and all that stuff. And there's all kinds of other different types of intelligence, like numbers, words, anything, basically.
Yeah.
So like it's not to say that if you're not talented that you're stupid. It's just saying that you might not have that type of intelligence that maybe you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like how some people can just pick up an instrument and quickly learn it, and then some people really struggle with it, and some people are just like natural songwriters. Just like for example, in music, I guess just because like that's something that I'm involved in a lot, where I have to work more than others. At least I think for my instruments and stuff. Like I have to constantly practice and all that. And like some people just have like a natural ability. Like I have a friend in middle school. I just remember he picked up trombone and just like sped through like all of our playing tests and was like this insane godly player. Not only because like the hours he put in, he was just a naturally very intelligent person. Like I would call him like borderline like a savant. But it was just crazy just seeing him being able to like just pick up this instrument and become like a almost professional level by the end of high school. Meanwhile, like compared to me, like I put in less hours, sure, but it like isn't proportional, I guess, in terms of how it paid off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and talent's kind of interesting because, you know, I'm coming from more of a, you know, biological sciences background, you know, that's what I studied in university. So when we talk about talent, a lot of times it's, you know, from our field point of view, it's like genes, right? So it's like, and not genes like the way that guy was on Twitter. He was like, you gotta have the genes for it or whatever. It's just 70% natural ability. But like, when you guys are talking about like multiple intelligences, so things like being born with the ability to build more muscle. You know, you naturally build muscle mass, or you have thicker bones, or you have a better reaction time, or something, and things like that. That's stuff that gets constituted into natural, like athletic talent, for example, right?
Yeah.
And that's just like genetic variation in the body. But then there's a talent that Ryan and Ivan were mentioning earlier too, and even Namdi when it was like the guy giving the speech, where it's like mental talent, right? And while it's not fully explained in genetics, because obviously there's just some natural factor people have, but they're better at something, and nobody knows if it's nurture related or they just are. Just like certain like changes in like neurotransmitter concentration and stuff, and different like activity of the brain, like certain neuron development from birth, sure definitely has an impact, and you know you can't ignore it. Someone just might have way higher like concentration, like dopamine or something, or like adrenaline. Or they might have like their frontal lobe is way more active than someone else's, for example, or like their speech area is way more active, and they're just able to approach these cognitive like hurdles almost, I guess you could say, with way less of a wind up than some other people do. And that just lets them like skate along, and I guess you could call that talent. But it seems to be like talent is, we have a rough idea of what it is, right? But it's very hard to define into like a, you know, this is talent, or this is someone's if you looked at me and asked me what's my natural talent, right, and like you knew me from start to finish, I feel like you still couldn't give me a direct answer because there's so much nurture involved and environmental factors involved that like you can't really pinpoint exactly what my talent is. And look at LeBron, you can say he's naturally gifted. He's 6'10", 200 something pounds. Like the guy builds muscle like crazy. He can run forever. Like the guy's got huge bones. That's like talent, right? But if you like looked at him like, how much of his basketball skill isn't hard work, all right, or like not like him in the gym. You know, it's very hard to pinpoint that aspect of talent, and that's so. I guess this segues into the next point is like, how much you guys think talent plays a factor in being good at something, and any examples, you know, like I think this is where we want to like, you know, really focus now. Like we have a kind of broad idea of what talent is. How much does it really matter?
So you're talking about how much it matters in terms of like, in regards to a relation to hard work. So like, talent can only get you this far, or you need this much talent and this much hard work.
It's more like, and before we start, just Brett saying in the chat, musical talent is a dangerous tool, more so than other kinds of talent. What do you mean by that? If you could just expand on that. But to respond to what you were saying, now it's more like, if someone asks you, hey, I want to improve at Smash Bros, I want to improve at basketball, I want to improve at music, I want to improve at coding, whatever, I want to improve at something, right? Fighting, whatever, well, anything, any activity, right? And they ask you, how much of this is me working my ass off, and how much of this is just what I was born with, the cards I was dealt, right?
Oh,
and they ask you that. So how much you guys, obviously you can even say it varies based on activity to activity.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a good like subplot to get into. But how much you guys think it matters, you know, talent?
Does anybody else want to start, or should I start?
I'll start.
Go
So
for it.
I think that if we're looking at like talent versus hard work, like it's to me it kind of seems like a false dichotomy. Like it almost seems like they can be working together instead of like against each other. So where it's like your hard work might be like invalidated by your genetics or by your natural talent, but like they can work together. The way I see it anyway. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can use the stuff that you're already good at, and people will I really am sticking with this multiple intelligence stuff. Like you can pick certain aspects that you're already good at, and you can kind of boost that with your hard work. Just focus on your strengths.
Yeah.
One example is like, I'll keep this like fairly short, but like in the fitness community, like you might hear some people say like I have really bad like back genetics or like really bad ab genetics or arms or what, any body part. Like some people just struggle to grow, but like, and some people might just say they have bad genetics completely, but everyone is good at something. Like even if you might have bad like calf genetics or something, you might have really good chest genetics.
Mm-hmm.
So when in your like if you want to compete or just look better, then you can use that stuff to kind of push you in the right direction.
Yeah.
So you can use that to help you. So I guess to answer your question, I can't put it like percent wise. Like it's not like 70 or like 65%.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
they
it is
work
like
together,
Yeah, I mean, it is like a fairly abstract topic that we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah, for sure.
we can't really like turn it like percentage numbers or anything. But yeah, I mean,
It's bright out there, bro.
Well, I'm saying I've been getting blinded.
that's no advantage.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Anyway, so I was saying, so about regards to talent, I guess I think talent can definitely like lead you. Like you kind of have to like play around and figure out like your niche, like what you're good at. And I think talent can really show that for people and pushes them towards like those things. And I think that's where talent comes into play. It pushes you, I guess, maybe towards like, I guess if you want to be like more like philosophical about like your purpose in life, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So I think it's like certain things some people will never be able to do the way that like because like hard work. I'm of the opinion that hard work can only take you so far because hard work is great, and I'm the one like I'll tell you I can't get into this topic on stream, but I'll tell you hard work beats talent any day. I have specific examples, but I can't actually get into it on stream. But
Ironically, okay.
I didn't say weeb. I didn't say weeb examples. I was talking about something else. Anyway, so the reason I say that is because, again, to use basketball as an example, I don't know if you guys know who Zion Williamson is, but
yeah,
he's a very large child. He's huge. He's a big dude, right? And the way he's built makes him so much better for basketball than I am. I couldn't go out there and do what he's doing. I can't dunk on 6'8" people and make them look like children. It's just like, because no matter how much I work hard, right, I can't do that. I mean, I probably could, but like I can't do it the way he's doing it. Like I get scared.
It's not feasible in your future.
Like I could have worked every day of my life and I didn't grow the way he did. I get scared when he dunks because I'm like he's gonna break the rim, bro. I couldn't do that. even if I was jumping what 7 feet in the air, I couldn't do that.
The big Brocchioppi.
I'm not built like that. Exactly.
Man.
Exactly. I'm not built like that. It's not something that's even in my future.
Yeah.
And I could work every single day for the rest of my life, and I would never hit that point. But how much does it play into it? That's a good question. I don't know if I have the exact answer, but I know that for sure, like, if you look at something and you're like, oh, I'm never going to get that point. They're just more talented. You think, like, top NBA players looked at the NBA and they were like, I'm never going to get there because they're all more talented than me. That's stupid. That's not how that works. Like just because somebody is more talented than you doesn't mean it's not worth putting in hard work to attempt to get to that same level. Because you guys probably heard the saying, hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. So you can't coast on talent. I think it's you need both for sure. But to the extent that one will push you, talent I think that talent always has a cap. They both always have caps, right? Like,
Yeah.
hard work will only push you so far. Talent will only get you so far.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like in economics, like the law of like marginal. Oh, what's it called? I can't remember the name. Marginal benefit or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, like after a while, like you can only put in so much work before you don't really get like the same amount of yield out from it.
Exactly.
And it's like it's weird because I think my answer is a little different than most of yours are kind of on this, almost the same way. I know Ryan and I kind of had the same thing, and Namdi was a little more adamant about talent. For me, the way I feel about the talent versus hard work mentality is so at the highest level of anything, right? Competition in athletics, scholastics, whatever. What separates people at that level, right? Because at that point you cannot get by coasting.
Yeah.
It's how hard you've worked and how and the people you're what you base yourself on is a bare minimum to get there. It's a combination of environment and talent, and I'll get into environment in a second. But I'm gonna say right now, if you want to be successful in anything in your life, you have to work at it. I don't care how good you are naturally at anything. Anything. Doesn't matter, because there will be somebody that if you just coast, right? Somebody is going to work the system better than you for whatever the system is, whether it's physical system working on your body, the video game system in the game you're trying to compete in, the sports rule book, whatever the rules for the sport, the exam you're taking. Someone's going to finesse that system just by working to beat it, and they're going to beat you at it unless you put in that same work as them. And then your talent's going to put yourself above them, right? Otherwise, no, you don't. You're not. You may coast. You may make it through. You could even be successful. But if you want to achieve, and succeed at something, you have to work hard. That's
going off that real quick.
Hold
up, my bad.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Yeah.
I think that like what you're saying it totally makes sense, and I also think that there's a point in everyone's life where I guess if they're coasting on talent, and there's a point in everyone's life where they're coasting on talent and they get a kick in the ass, and it's like, dude, you gotta wake up. You know what I mean? Because like, because there's always nobody coasts on talent their whole life. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah, exactly. You'll eventually get your ass handed to you.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, I actually have to work now.
Yeah.
I feel like most of this stuff applies though for like the elite like class.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
I think even if you're short on talent, you can probably still make it pretty far. You're just not going to be in the big leagues. And then also we have someone in the comments. It's a long comment.
I got it. He said what he said.
There's a various type of talents in the team. The other Zion can't play point guard or shooting guard. He excludes in a certain position. Hey, but Shaq got the rules of basketball changed, so that just doesn't make sense.
Wait, he said
they really had to change the rules because Shaq was too big. So.
Okay, that's the whole debate between like Michael Jordan and LeBron right now. Like, who's the greatest of all time and who's the best player of all time? Because like LeBron is the best basketball player of all time, but Michael Jordan is the greatest of all. That's like it's semantics. It's semantics.
Yeah.
And Zion can't play those positions. Zion can't play those positions.
If we're talking about talent, Shaq was so large, physically talented, that they changed the rules of the game. So
even hold on, real quick. Even that, like LeBron can play those positions though. Like LeBron plays small forward, but I mean he handles the ball. He's played down low. It's not like it's locked to your position just because of your build.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Ibrahim was saying. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to get into what I was saying earlier. So obviously talent matters and hard work matters, but there's another thing that people don't talk about, and I think this is very important. It's the environment you're put in. So environmental nurture, right? And especially come from a psychology background, with like some psychology, background information. It's like, so you have the work you put in, right, and what you choose to improve on. And despite what people think, working on a skill always yields improvement. Always. There is a maximum amount you can improve before you start to taper off, which all of you were saying. And that's like, they proved it. There was a study where people would make cigarettes. That was like what they were doing. And as they made cigarettes, they consistently improved exponentially, reached a cap, and then tapered. And there were still minor improvements, but it was starting to taper. It began to almost become straight. So you will reach a soft cap, right? So I'm going to use a soft cap because you'll get marginally better that you can't even notice.
Yeah.
But you'll still improve. And there's the natural talent. You are better wired for something, whether it be physically or mentally. But there's another thing. It's environment. For example, if you are raised environmentally to challenge yourself, like in a cognitive challenge, right? Oh, we lost Ryan. All right. Well, oh, he's back. He's back. All
All right, we live.
Yeah, he's back. Yeah. So,
That profile picture going crazy right now.
yeah, a cognitive challenging environment, right? Constantly like challenging yourself mentally, your problem solving. Those skills, those neuronal pathways have been stimulated back when you are developing. This is your most like flexible stage as an individual. So you're going to improve in these areas the most. Let's say you did a ton of like reactionary sports as a kid, and I was talking to a friend of mine about this. Like soccer, basketball, you're just in athletics all the time. You're being like hardwired for reaction time and on your feet thinking and managing energy and like things athletes need. These are being like hammered into your brain as a child, and you don't know. But later on, because of your environment, you are now better equipped to deal with these situations later on than people who didn't do sports as a kid. Or if you were there doing those like reading packets all the time when you were a kid with your parents, you are now better dealing with reading comprehension later on.
Yeah.
Even if you've forgotten these skills in quotes over time, your brain has been wired for it. And like the environmental factor, I think, is actually the key.
Real quick, would you consider that talent? If you like, I mean, it's not like genetic talent, but would you consider that talent if it's something that I guess you've worked at since you were a child, but you didn't really know that you were working at it, and if you forget it, you come back later and you're like, oh well, I'm still just as good at these things because I worked at them when I was younger.
No, I don't think that's talent. Skill has a floor, right? So when you learn a skill and you don't practice it, it will deteriorate for a period of time, and then it'll cap. You will stop losing your ability at that skill. Like everybody has a skill floor.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's talent. I think the talent aspect is your natural predisposition to something that we were discussing. The hard work is obviously the work you put in, and the environment is where you were, either while you're working on the skill, assuming you have the best trainers, whatever, or even when you're a kid, what you were exposed to when you're developing affects your growth. And I think environment is the key because there's a lot of you ever hear the phrase potential? Everybody talks about potential, and I know we're going a little over time here, but I just want to get this point across. Potential. It's like potential. This guy so much potential. Oh, he has the most potential. This player has the most potential. Then he hurt his whatever. And
sure.
Potential usually means over time, right? You're improving over time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think potential should also be considered what someone could have been if they were given the perfect environment to succeed. Because we've seen people who have been groomed for things, right?
Yeah.
It's like, look at the Muay Thai kids from Thailand. They start training when they're 5. And they're all some of the best strikers the world's ever seen. And some of them might be, Muay Thai is amazing. These kids are super talented. Yes, sure. But also, these have been training since they're 5 years old.
Yeah, because when you're a kid, your brain is a literal sponge where you absorb all this information in like a crazy amount of time. I remember as a kid, I used to be able to remember just like different movie release dates and just random shit, and like now I can't do that because my brain is not the same. But anyway, yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so back up to the environment. I guess if we're talking about potential, like in terms of academia, I think one of the issues with that also, there tends to be like a lot of discrepancies in terms of like income and privilege and stuff like that. So I think like when you look at like for example SAT scores, there's like a much higher correlation with income rather than like actual intelligence.
Yeah.
Maybe not much higher, but like there's definitely like a correlation. So I do think like having like a secure environment is a big part of it too for like a lot of successful people. Like not everyone obviously is successful that has like a great upbringing, but I definitely do think that helps.
That's why I don't like this. Honestly, like even though I proposed this topic, I don't like this discussion because environment is such a confounding variable that when people talk about talent versus hard work, I'm like, sure, but like how much work were they able to put in or how effective was their work? Because of the environment, And environment is such a big factor that I think this discussion needs to be expanded.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can have like, let's take for example, you have like a working class family that has like, let's say this kid's like 17. The family struggles income wise, and so the kid has to work. Well, then that means the kid has less time to study and less time for extracurriculars, and that in turn means like less development and all that. Meanwhile, you take someone that comes from like a richer family. They don't have to work, so they can solely focus on their studies.
Yeah,
They're
they
able
get
to put much more
utmost
time
priority,
and
utmost
resources
priority,
into
yeah.
that.
I agree entirely. Like, it's really upbringing is huge. Environment, your upbringing is completely huge. On like, there are probably hundreds of thousands of like people who could have been experts in their field had they been in the proper environment, and we just don't know. We will never know. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I totally
who
agree with
knows?
that.
Maybe Ivan could be like an expert, like baseball player. Who knows?
Bro, I haven't got a cannon on that right arm, huh? And it's bro,
I mean,
Bro.
I strike out all the time.
but I say we know what Ivan been doing with that right arm, bro. He got a cannon on that hoe. We already know.
I feel you, man. I feel you.
Yeah.
All right, we gotta wrap up though, right?
Yeah. So we went a little over today, but it was a good discussion, and I'm very happy to hear all your thoughts. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We have like twice the turnout from last week, so all you guys that tuned in, thank you so much. We appreciate you guys supporting our hobby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ryan for being such a fantastic guest.
Hey,
Dude,
we didn't shout out Ben
much.
last week, so shout outs to Ben last week for being a fantastic guest.
Yeah. Shout out to Ben for being our first.
But shout outs
guest.
to Ryan for being a fantastic guest coming on today after.
Yeah.
He only knew today, right? Or was it yesterday?
Yeah. I was like, yo, who wants to be a guest? Ryan was like, yo, I'm free.
Ryan
bro.
said,
Fantastic.
me.
Yeah. I got nothing going on.
Shout outs to the
Like,
homie Ryan. Always good to see his face.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. I'm sorry we couldn't get to all your messages. We're still trying to figure out how to juggle, the smaller time slot and the chat and everything like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Please, if you guys enjoy the podcast, let us know positive and negative feedback. Share it with your friends so they tune in next week. And if you guys have any topic ideas, let one of us know. That's it, guys. Just be good people.
Yeah,
See you
you
next
guys
week.
take it easy.
Thanks,
We'll be
man.
back next week, Friday.
No.
That should be the plan. All right.
Catch y'all later.
Peace.
Peace out.